Hey there, everybody. Seth here. Glad you can hear me now, because, yeah, OBS was a piece of shit and didn't record the mic audio for the last, Azrael Showcase, basically making that completely worthless. This is the third time I have to fucking record this. I hope this is the last time I have to record this, because, good God, I am actually so tired of Azrael right now. In any case, I will say though, between the upload I took down and this one, I did have time to work on some feedback. Thanks, Scrain. I patched basically everything you made note of. So all in all, it was for the better experience for everyone that this gets redone, because I had time to fix things. And well, in any case, the first video was like an hour long. The second recording was like 56 minutes. So by the pattern here, I imagine this will hopefully be even shorter. Probably not, but we'll see. In any case, here we go with the showcase and re-release of ENCHANT DRAGUNOV Azrael. The music in the background, that's going to be included in the mod as well. It is what I would like to call ENCHANT DRAGUNOV Azrael's boss theme. It's Requiem for 50,000 from King of Fighters Maximum Impact. The music mod will replace his normal theme of the Tyrant, so just a heads up there. But I do recommend using the music mod for a more immersive experience with this character. Another thing that I forgot to mention, actually, is that I actually modified this Azrael around the English dub CP voices mod that someone made. That's so the astral lines actually work correctly and everything. If I do ever actually do full voice set mods, like for Susanoo like I did with everyone else, I will revert that in a future release to be aligned with the Central Fiction voice set. But until then, that's just a little disclaimer there in case your voice lines are scrambled in Japanese, although I don't think you'd be able to tell, probably. Okay, fuck me. Let's get on to me explaining this character for the third fucking time. Glad you like the mod, Scrain. I'm happy you like him, though. Happy to have fulfilled your request here. Without further ado, let's work our way down this long-ass change list. First things first, very obviously, his idle animation has drastically changed. It's his, floating wind pose, complete with incredibly intimidating aura. Yeah, basically all there is to that. Next up, his health has been increased from 12,000 to... fucking sticky ass shoulder button on control. I have to deal with any other words up here. Kagura, stop it. Fuck you. He's our training dummy because, one, fuck Kagura, and two, because these two had like a rivalry thing going in CP. Not sure if it continued into CF or not. Not the point of this video. So 20,000 health from 12,000. It's kind of become the norm for me to add 8,000 health onto the normal health values for Super Boss mods, but also, currently 20,000 is like the hard limit that I give to like characters with a lot of like story or canon power level, like, well, Azrael here, for example. I mean, this is technically supposed to be Azrael at his full power, so. Yeah, 20,000 is the hard limit right now. I might consider increasing that, but 20,000 is a shit ton of health. That is 2 entire Rogna health bars. This Azrael is the equivalent of 2 entire Rognas. And 1 Rogna was enough. Let's see. Hopefully I can do a lot less, like, awkward pauses in the middle here. Oh, yes. A very important thing to note about this Azrael is his 50% damage increase over normal Azrael. So, raw 5C does 1575, a raw 5D does 1620. 50% increase is a massive, massive amount, the likes of which, like, only Calamity Trigger Rogna has ever known, probably. Although I did calculation of irrelevant. Yeah, 50%, huge fucking damage. This Azrael's damage potential is absolutely insane, especially if you actually watch the stupid, like, silent video of the first showcase, you will see just how insane it can be, although I did tone it back just a tiny bit with, well, we'll get to that part eventually. Yeah, 50% extra damage. The usual carried over unlimited changes of having the overdrive permanently active, with the Scud punishment state, blah blah blah. Stuff you're probably familiar with if you follow mods. You probably fucked around with limited characters. You've got the increased overdrive duration like Super Boss Bang, so that's 13 seconds at full health, and then when you lower down to the lowest threshold of about 10%. Shit. You get 22 seconds. And 22 seconds of overdrive is definitely enough time for this Azrael to absolutely, like, garbage can you completely from full health to 0 and steal the round. Guaranteed. Next up, we have a nerf, actually, technically. You're probably wondering, why the fuck did you nerf it? Why did you nerf it? I nerfed his walk speed. I have Azrael's walk speed. You're probably wondering, why the fuck did you have Azrael's walk speed, dude? He has a teleporting forward dash and shit. You didn't seem to nerf that at all. I nerfed the walk speed literally just because it looks cool. It gives him more of a final boss aura. That's the only reason I did it, and yes, I'm very aware that there are ways to circumvent it, that's the point. I did it because it doesn't really affect anything outside of how he looks. Speaking of the forward dash, I did buff that, actually. It goes a little further, but not far enough to fuck up your cross-ups that I know Azrael players just love to do. So don't have to worry about that. You get a little more distance, but you still get your cross-ups, leaving it pretty close to the opponent here. Technically did cross-ups farther away now, too. So, nice little improvement there. Speaking of unlimited changes, I gotta credit Baroque. This is, similar to the Bang Super Boss mod. I did take one little thing from his unlimited Azrael for this, and that would be the unlimited distortion, literally called Enchant Dragunov in, CP. Enchant Dragunov Azrael does, in fact, have that, obviously. The thing is, it's not a distortion. He just has it, and it's permanently active and can be used as many times as you want, simply by holding down and forward when a non-throw move is about to hit you, as Azrael, for example. It will work on Kagura's projectile there. But yeah, so I upgrade. He has an infinite amount of teleport parries, unlike the unlimited version, where you're limited in CP to, like, I'm not sure off of memory if it was 7 or 9, but yeah, you have infinite. You can just keep doing it as many times as you want, as long as you hold down forward and don't hit any buttons or try to jump or anything. As long as you're in a grounded neutral state, you're holding down forward, you will parry any non-throw that hits your ass, and you will teleport behind them and absolutely dumpster them with a punish, I imagine. Another huge change that should be noted is that, because I will admit this Azrael mod was inspired by older school fighting game bosses such as those in SNK games, I have made literally every attack he does, and I mean every attack, air unblockable. Every single one is air unblockable. Even his aerials. So challenging him in the air is an absolute no-no. Because you will lose that fight. But yeah, even his phalanx cannon is air unblockable too. So yeah, that extra little bit of nostalgic SNK cheese to add to the power that is Azrael without his limiters. Another forward dash change. Why is this still out of place on the change list? I'm a fucking idiot. The forward dash now actually copies his back dash invulnerability, and the recovery of both dashes is cut in half as well, so they're not punishable either, along with being super invincible, as Azrael's back dash is known to be. In addition, similar to Slayer in Guilty Gear, but in contrast to Unlimited Azrael, Unlimited Azrael can jump cancel his back dash. Enchant Dragunov Azrael, like Slayer, can also jump cancel his forward dash. You can jump cancel both forward and back dashes at your leisure. see. And in addition to that, if you're not actually a fan of Azrael's teleport dashes, well, I have you covered because I have installed, if you do back, forward, and B, you will do the Valiant Charger boost dash, and you can act out of it pretty much instantly. So it's basically a command run in case you want a different form of mobility. It's also quicker than mashing forward dash across the stage, I would imagine. Yeah, that seems a lot faster. Not as safe, maybe, per se, but definitely faster. So, another little movement tool there for you to use, should you desire. All of Azrael's normal technical reactions to links. Yep, more limited changes I include there, just to be extra informative. I'm almost tempted to stop the fucking recording and watch this back to make sure the mic is still working. No, I did 2 tests. I'm sure we're fine now. Okay, we're sitting on 11 minutes. We're still making pretty good time, hopefully. We get to go into the nitty-gritty normal buffs now. First up, we have 5 BB. It has more untackable time and is in fact jump cancelable. That's pretty much it there. 5C is also jump cancelable, and you can Gatling or cancel into 5D or 2D. And in addition to that, 5C also has more air untackable time. You can do I think I know how to do that. Do stuff like that. You can do JC, 5C and JC and have it connect into a valid combo now. So, traditional ABC air chains are a lot easier with Azrael now, or rather, JC. I don't think anyone uses JA with Azrael. 2C can be special canceled into Gustav Buster or Tiger Magnum. I actually adjusted this between the last release and this one. Yeah, there we go. The timing's a little less weak now. Give or take. I think I would consider that an improvement over the first variation. Next up, 3C. The only thing I really did to 3C was it doesn't send the opponent like 60 miles away from Azrael now, so you can get a knockdown and then combo off of it, or dash up and get a reset from pressure, or whatever you want to do there. Next up we have 6A. 6A, I buffed the living fuck out of this move for no real reason whatsoever. I added head invulnerability, along with the fact that the former body invulnerability and the new head invulnerability now start on frame 1. I also sped up the attack a hell of a lot more. It's much faster, so it's like full upper body reversal from frame 1. That is very fast. And another new change I added in this version of Azrael, basically one of the only gameplay, basically the only thing I really changed in this video is that wasn't a bug fix or something, is that you can now distortion cancel 6A as well into Blackhawk, into Scud Punishment, whichever you want to do. The option is there. Back to our normals though, we have a 6B buffs. The recovery is not shit anymore. And in addition to that, you can actually cancel into Hornet, Bunker, Valiant Charger, or I pointed out that actually personally, or a new special, which we will go over later. 6C has the additional hitbox turn move, unlimited challenge, blah blah blah, unlimited changes. I did, however, add to 6C that the second hit here is in fact an overhead that forces crouching state and has more air untackable time. I just realized that both hits of 6C if they hit raw do nearly 3k, and you get a combo off them for no good fucking reason whatsoever because this mod is incredibly balanced. I have to question what I was doing when I made this. Well, at least he's story accurate. That's all that matters, I guess. Almost done with the normal buffs here, actually. So, Jumping C has 50% more air attackable time, once again to help with those air chain confirms. Not too major, kind of, but noticeable. J2C and his air throw, actually, in fact. Upon landing the air throw, or landing with J2C, Azrael will create a huge explosion there, causing an unscaled, an unscaled 2,000 extra damage with the air throw. It does scale on J2C. And in addition to having that extra hit and rubble explosion upon landing J2C, here. Azrael's dive kick will now also drag the opponent down with him instead of launching them away, so the second hit can connect on landing, making this a premier air combo ender, and a very damaging one at that. Next up, we got the drives! All the drive normals and his specials, being Hornet and Valiant, have 20% minimum damage on them, making them very good combo filler. 5D and 2D can actually cancel into any other grounded drive now, which basically just means each other or 3D and 6D. Meanwhile, 6D and 3D can cancel back into 5D, assuming you have not 5D'd yet. Or rather, I guess... Oh yeah, it works because 6D punches. If you do it the opposite direction. Oh, that works too. Okay, well, it's definitely not an infinite block string, probably. Yeah, okay, you can't cancel, you can't 5C, 6D, 5D, 6D, 3D, 5D, blah, blah, blah. Jumping D. Jumping D. JD, launches the opponent very far now on air hit, like a really long-range dunk with a ground bounce. Has 98 proration too, seems like a really random thing to add, but, makes it good to use in combos, mainly in the corner, because in the corner you can do JD and then J2D, which J2D is another move I cope the fuck out of. J2D causes a spin state on grounded hit now, a very long spin state, I might add. Knocks straight down on air hit, in contrast to JD, which sends away. This will send straight down, and you can oftentimes do J2C on top of that. J2D also has 130 proration 1 and causes a short hard knockdown. 130 proration 1 is a ridiculous fucking thing because it makes it an extremely good combo starter. If I can actually do this. Oh my god, look at this shit. That was 9k meterless off of a fucking aerial. So, yeah, do not get hit by that move if you are fighting this Azrael. If you're playing as this Azrael, spam the shit out of it and hope they walk into it, because chances are you can tuck to death them off of it. And that will conclude our normal buff change list. We get to move on to the specials, the really spicy, really stupid shit. Oh, no, the stupid shit is an overdrive, never mind. This is the dumber shit. Might as well start off with good old Gustav Buster. Gustav Buster now will always do the fast version like he does at close range and long range. Gustav Buster is now also an overhead, because that was a very smart idea. And even better than that, it's a full screen overhead. Gustav Buster goes, just about full screen, and it's an overhead. If you land it on an air hit, Azrael will spike them down. You can't really follow up off that, to my knowledge. I mean, you might be able to do, like, let's see here. I think you can probably do, like, Scud off of it. No, you cannot. Yeah, you can't distortion cancel that at all whatsoever. Maybe I should have changed that, too. Maybe not. Maybe buffing this Azrael is the wrong idea because he is already extremely good. But, yeah, Gustav Buster, full screen overhead. Next up, we got Tiger Magnum. Really wasn't sure how to buff this too much, but I gave it 120 proration 1, so a little less than J2D here, but still a very good combo starter. For those of you who aren't informed, any proration 1 value above 100 will actually upscale your combo damage rather than downscaling it per hit. for a short time. So, because of that, you get 3k off of a single Rekka chain, raw. In addition, Tiger Magnum has been given more block stun. It's now safer on block, more so than it already kind of was. Cobra Spike was not left out of the buffs because it behaves on hit like a full charge Guard Crush, because they share the exact same animation. Not too important overall. It does hold some significance when you're on, but just something to note still. Leopard Launcher has a shit ton more corner carry. We'll actually chuck Kagura about half screen here. And, similar to 3C, you can cancel it now into down Sentinel Dump for a combo extender. Speaking of Sentinel Dump, I bumped the fuck out of that move too. The armor, I don't believe the armor's frame 1. I know the armor lasts until Azrael lands now on the ground, similar like that. Sentinel Dump is now also a low-hitting move. And even better, it has more damage, launches slightly higher on hit. 5B. 6B. And similar to Gustav Buster, it tracks full screen. So, Enchant Dragunov Azrael here has a full screen overhead and a full screen armored low. That leads into a combo. Wow, you can really just, there's a lot of shit you can just ad-lib off of this character and get like 5k, holy shit. He is a super boss, Seth. He is a super boss. Follow-up Sentinel Dump also got buffed with better tracking, and the damage got increased on that as well. In addition, it also has 35% minimum. It will always do a certain amount of damage when used in combos, even later on. Panzer Strike. Better just to demonstrate first rather than try to describe it, what I did to this abomination of an attack. Shit. Don't you, yeah, I know what to do. Yeah! This DP did in fact just do 4k and give me a combo. I turned Panzer Strike into Show's SB Moon Smasher from Persona 4 Arena Ultimate. Because they're basically the same looking move. So I said, fuck it. Sure. Azrael totally needs something like that. Let's give it to him. Next up, Valiant Crash and Hornet Bunker will both become unblockable if you fully charge them, as I will demonstrate right now. They still force a fatal counter on full charge, that is completely normal. And they do gain a higher starter rating on top of that when full charge, so getting hit by either is going to, yeah, probably say goodbye to your health bar. That was just 8k meterless. Definitely could have done more. Growler Field! Oh boy. I gave Growler back its old full invulnerability instead of just projectile, so it's basically another reversal option again. Let's have Kagura do like throw here. Yeah, exactly. So, full invulnerability like in good old Chrono Phantasma. The recovery has been shortened a shit ton. And, in addition to that... Shit. Wow, that hitbox is huge. Oh, shoulder block got stuck. Again. Growler can also absorb physical attacks now. And this actually includes the aforementioned grab from earlier. Shit. Yeah, there we go. So, Growler absorbs... Oh, actually, it's not supposed to absorb throws. Whoops. You know what? It's perfectly fine, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, no, it's not fine. Okay, rather than re-record this just for that part, just to fucking ad-lib that a bit, I'm just gonna fix that in the new download. So don't worry about that. That's not gonna eat throws. It'll eat everything else, though. And And if Growler does actually absorb a hit now, rather than give Azrael a blanks cannon, it will actually increase his damage bonus by 3%. So for example, I have a 5A here, does 450. Shit. Yeah, probably back over. 5 there. Now, the 5A will do 459. And if I get another move, 468. Now, you're probably thinking that 3% isn't much, but there are quite a few multi-hit moves that you can eat, and you get 3% per hit you absorb with the Growler here. Like, for example, Kagura's B projectile. See how much that adds. My jab now does 504. So, yeah, that can easily add up depending on the attacks you absorb. In addition, as a little cosmetic change, Growler will shake the screen for dramatic effect, and it doesn't send like 5 miles away anymore, similar to 3C. It'll just send them straight up. If you get a counter, you already know I can't talk, guys. Please don't talk to me. You get a counter hit with Growlers, you can actually follow up with a 5A. It's a little hard to go further than that, but I'm assuming it's probably possible. Get note to fucking Growler throws. Right then, moving on. You're probably wondering what I did to Blanks Cannon, and I did a lot to Blanks Cannon. Growler doesn't give you Blanks Cannons anymore, and the reason is, you don't need to get Blanks Cannons anymore, just to show the settings are on default here. Because Azrael has unlimited Blanks Cannons. He doesn't run out. He didn't feel like running out. So he just decided to not abide by the laws that Mori made him live by for the sake of balance. So he can just throw these out now. You also probably notice they are a hell of a lot larger, in addition to that. And as mentioned, because of the air unblockable blanket buff I gave him, these big-ass projectiles are in fact air unblockable. And you can do actually rapid-fire 3 in a row before entering a lengthy recovery, because I had to lengthen the recovery just to make sure these weren't fucking infinite. But, this is based on another SNK boss fucking... A lot of this is based off of, like, SBC Chaos. This is a serious Mr. Karate's stupid triple big-ass fireball Blaze Blue edition. Because those were also huge, obnoxious, and air unblockable, and near impossible to jump over. So, little homage to that beautiful game design there. Ooh, we're on 27 minutes, nearly 28. I think we're making good time. We'll actually make this even shorter than the other two videos, which is what I would like to have happen. Oh boy! Distortion buffs and new moves. I'm glad that you'll actually get to hear me explain these this time. Starting off with Blackhawk Stinger, I made it guard point from frame 1, so it is a true reversal. I also heavily cut the recovery by a decent margin, which now actually allows you to follow up mid-screen in the corner, probably with something, preferably with something better than a 3C, because obviously that was a bad idea. Right. Dash forward if I do. Now, you get the idea. You can get corner extensions off of Blackhawk now. Mid-screen might also be possible. I'm not entirely sure about that. If it is, then cool, but I don't think it is. Scud Punishment comes out just a teensy bit faster, deals more hits, blah blah blah, similar to the CP version. The real thing I just added to Scud Punishment is that on the final hit, the final hit of Scud Punishment will actually drop your opponent's quote-unquote defense value by 10%. So recall how Azrael has a 50% damage bonus. Well, a 450 jab will drop Kagura's defense by 10%. Suddenly, that 5A is doing 499. So in addition to being able to buff up his own damage with Growler, you can actually cripple your opponent for the round with Scud Punishment. An important thing I do need to note with this change, though, unfortunately, and I really wish you could have heard me, explained this in the other video too. I imagine someone might have already fell victim to it. This does come with a bug, unfortunately, that I can't really fix. I tried while I was working on it here, patching him up a bit more. If you overuse the defense drop on Scud Punishment, I think the theory is if you drop the defense below, like, 10% or 0, I think if it goes below 0, it fucks up the game. Regardless, it'll cause the game to crash. If you reset in training mode, you're perfectly fine. Considering this takes, like, 6 overdrive Scud Punishments to do, I don't think it's ever going to interrupt you in a normal match, so you don't have to worry about that, just kind of in training. Just figure I'll throw that out there to be careful. You're stacking up damage for big numbers with Scud Punishment here, so that you don't accidentally crash your game. And unfortunately, like I said, I tried to find a fix. Everything I tried didn't fucking work, unfortunately, so it's there, but like I just said, you probably won't encounter it in a normal match. Okay, new specials. The good old-fashioned Persona all-out attack headbutt from Kanji. That's back in action. Actually gave it more of a lunge forward here, like Kanji's, if you hold forward on his all-out attack, so it'll hit from round start distance. I did change the input from AB to AD to match the Persona buttons. Or rather, the controller layout for the Persona buttons on Ultimax. I apologize if this really confuses some people. I think it's a hell of a lot more comfortable to do than trying to fat finger your way onto square and triangle. It's easier to do your whole thumb over square and X. The finishers have also been modified in that regard so that the C and D finishers are B and C respectively. B for the Hornet finisher, and C for the Valiant Charger finisher. The beat-up hits are actually done automatically now, so you don't have to press buttons or mash or anything. You just gotta hit A or B. There you go. It'll do the full rush-down portion of the move. And another thing that we got from Kanji and Ultimax, or rather Boss Kanji and Ultimax, is this new normal 1C. The Missile Sweep! And just like Kanji's Missile Sweep, it will wall bounce on hit and give you a free combo. It is very, very, very fast, flies about full screen. Very, very good move, very fun to abuse, very annoying to play against, in all of its glory. Oh yes, a new special, another one I should say, is half circle back A, called Azrael a taunt here. This is not an ordinary taunt, however, and in fact, if you are hit during this taunt, Azrael will grab your ass and back throw dunk you Keith Howard style into the ground for 4.5k. The parry will catch anything that isn't a projectile. That includes Kagura's pathetic little throw there. It will catch grabs, it will not catch projectiles. You can get a combo off of the Geese Howard dunk because Geese Howard. The last new special we got is the one I was demonstrating earlier. It is 623C, and it causes Azrael to kind of lunge up at an angle similar to a Bullet Snap Hand's fist and attempt a little air grab there. And should Azrael, actually, it's a little hard to land this because the throw hitbox for Azrael seems to be really fucking bad. But if you do land it, it will give you a combo scaled air throw as a reward. Does a considerable amount of damage. Really great for filler, trying to tack on for that touch of death that you're probably going to try and do as soon as you download this, because I imagine many, many people are going to experiment with that type of stuff. Oh boy! The best of the new additions, the distortion drives. The first one we got here is half circle back twice and then C. This is really annoying for me to do on analog, so I typically do the D-pad. This is another SVC Chaos reference, being Shin Akuma's Misogi Exceed. Azrael will track you from full screen, teleport above you, and dunk your ass, kind of like Hibiki, but a lot more painfully. And that move is in fact an overhead. It will go through air barrier, because, yeah, everything's air unblockable. It is Shinakuma's Misogi, but it's not. That move was actually totally unblockable in SVC Chaos. I did not want to do that. on Azrael here because that is too insane. I will note that you are not invulnerable in Masogi while you are dropping down for the punch, so you probably can get anti-aired by something that's not as, like, really bad as Kagura 6C. Just a heads up there. I imagine like an Amane 6A would do the trick, actually. And the other new distortion, which is what really tilts Azrael over the edge from a fun and possibly challenging boss fight to an excruciatingly painful and frustrating and hair-rippingly agonizing fight, being 214-214B, Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a fully armored astral ground punch that hits nearly full screen. Not quite, but very close to full screen. Unblockable and launches for 6k damage. You are asking me through your monitor right now, Seth, what the utter fuck is this? Why? What possible reason could you think to give Azrael something this absolutely stupid? Well, I was inspired by Duke from Maximum Impact, who this theme song actually belongs to. So I decided to give him one of Duke's strongest supers, Ground Zero, and make it even dumber. Although as powerful as Ground Zero is, it does have one major flaw, and that being, you can jump it on reaction. It will completely whiff if your feet are not firmly planted on the ground, and you can get a counter hit if it whiffs, or big damage if you hit the right move. Basically, yeah, if you're in neutral state, you can jump Ground Zero, you have nothing to fear. If you're trying to projectile spam like Kagura here, being the scumbag that he is, shit. I fucking hate charge cameras, by the way. Shit. Damn it. Stop wasting concept. There we go. Fuck you, Kagura. Fuck you and your stupid dragon spirit orb. You piece of shit, your unlimited fucking form still gives you nightmares. But that's about it for Ground Zero. Exceed Excel, similar to Super Boss Bangs, is always fast startup and will always do the active flow animation. Unlike Super Boss Bangs, and I did nerf this down from the first release, this used to have 100% minimum damage. I dialed it back to 80. We'll still do a solid near 6k on hit, though. Very good combo ender, obviously. It could even up a jab. Yeah, you still get nearly 5.5k off of just jabbing and then doing Exceed Excel right after. So, still very, very potent as a finisher. Full Smart is indeed. Patriot Apocalypse! Azrael's Astral. Not sure why I buffed this. I felt like it. It is slightly faster, so it's, like, super piss easy to combo into. You can literally jab into Astral now. It will cause a fucking ginormous guard crush if you block it without barrier. You can get hit in the recovery, but you won't get, counter hit. If you choose to barrier block to avoid, good job, Seth. To avoid the guard crush, you lose your entire barrier and go into danger state. Hope trying to get that better punish is worth it. Basically, pick your poison. Was maybe thinking of making Azrael's Astral unblockable, but being able to just meaty unblockable Astral after a knockdown seems really stupid. So even I don't have standards that low. How are we doing on time? Ooh, yeah, we're making great progress. We're gonna hit that shorter video runtime, or that even shorter, I should say. Because we're on to the home stretch of this gargantuan change list. That being the overdrive changes. try to explain this as best and as efficiently as possible as we set the overdrive gauge to infinite. For starters, forward dash will now automatically cross up and teleport behind your opponent like unlimited 9's forward dash. So now now if you get that random stray knockdown off of like a blanks cannon, you can teleport cross up from full screen and do dumb shit. That didn't combo. I'm bad. Let's see. His Enchant Draganoff parry teleports are twice as fast and have less recovery. So say you parry a jab, you can get a better fucking punish than 2A, I imagine. Yeah. The parry teleports are faster, you can get better punishes off them if you parry an attack. 6B and 6C both have even more air attackable time. This works better or something? Yeah, I don't think it did. Regardless, the untech is increased. J2C gets a longer knockdown. You can actually do a 2B extender off that. Yeah, okay, that works. Oh my god, please stop! If I went into Exceeding Cell right there, it would have killed him outright, I guarantee it. Drive normals have reduced pushback on block, and you have to barrier block them if Azrael is in overdrive. The reduced pushback is to account for the fact that they have to barrier block, so that they still don't move all that far away if you hit them with a drive move. In addition to that, the minimum damage on the drive normals, so not Valiant or Hornet, is upped by 10% to 30% minimum damage instead of 20%. Gustav Buster becomes somehow even more stupid because it gets more hit and block stun, meaning at close enough range, you get a 5A off of it, into a combo from your full screen Gustav that should not be giving you combos without a rapid cancel. And on block, it becomes even safer than it already was. Hopefully that's not an infinite block string. Please don't be an infinite block string. Oh my god, that totally isn't. That totally is an infinite block string. Okay. Tweak that too. Because that's dumb. Because I can only assume that seems like an infinite block string, even if not, you can do fucking just 2-stop 5A in overdrive. Yeah, that's a big no-no there. Cobra Spike now does in fact really add like a full charge crush trigger in overdrive because it will break your normal guard. Like a guard crush. Leopard Launcher gets even more carrying power, so it chucks you even further than it already did. And the ground slide is improved so that you can possibly get a cross-up forward dash extender off that as well. Panzer Strike! Oh, this is actually ridiculous. Why'd I do this? In overdrive. Can be jump canceled on block at any hit. So, air unblockable, jump cancel, DP that does 4k damage on hit and gives you a combo afterwards. We're just gonna move on from that. Sentinel becomes obscenely plus on block as well. I know for a fact that well, maybe it is. I'm not sure. Probably not. Maybe I'll lower that down a little bit too. Just to be sure. Hornet Bunker and Valiant Charger are always considered full charge. That means they're always unblockable in overdrive. All-out attack is also unblockable now. And the beat-up hits are now actually have 100 and... Oh my god, that's 6k meterless. The beat-up hits have 110 proration 2, so every hit actually, as I talked about the proration 1 on J2D here. The beat-up hits will upscale your combo damage, which results in the stupid meterless 6k you see right here. The finishers also do double damage with more attackable time. Who's sitting at 45 minutes? This might actually be around the same time as the first recording. Regardless, we're moving on to the last bit of changes, which are the distortions. Starting with Overdrive Blackhawk Stinger. Turns into a nice crisp 3-hit combo with a Blackhawk into a Charged Hornet into a final Valiant Charger in the corner, which flies for a follow-up similar to the normal one with the reduced recovery. Scrain, I did some thorough testing and some modifications. That should no longer whiff on Tager anymore, my friend. I also tested Jubei, Carl, Ragna, Noelle, Amane, Arachne, a lot of the weirder hitbox characters that I feel. Not the entire roster, but I imagine if it works on all the awkward characters, it probably works on everyone. I did test multiple screen positions too. Obviously, if anyone finds otherwise, do give me a holler in the comments so I can fix that for you. See anything else about Blackhawk? Not really. Scud Punishment! The final hit now actually drops by 20% defense instead of 10. Whoops, I had to block it. And in addition to that, Overdrive Scud will have Azrael teleport horizontally across the screen. So if you are grounded and you are not already in the air, this will hit you. As said, be careful when stacking those defense debuffs because it can cause the game to crash at a certain point. Misogi deals a fuck ton more damage. It's totally unblockable like Shinikuma's in SBC Chaos, and you can combo off of it! For an obscenely high amount of damage. I might actually reduce the proration on that, good lord. Lastly, we got Overdrive Ground Zero, and Overdrive Ground Zero is, in fact, Bigger Boom, which will reach full screen. Well, just about. Definitely has more range than it did before, though. I think that launch is a bit higher, too, in addition to that. And that is it for Enchant Dragунov Azrael, except for the final thing I have added in Overdrive. If you have 100 meter, and no, the mysterious commands that I will not include in the document or this video because I want you to find it yourselves, go on a little adventure, have that sort of just sense of wonder and discovery of Enchant Dragунov Azrael's Persona 4 Arena-esque instant kill attack. Ooh, that does look so much better than it used to. So, for those of you who probably saw that in the other video, I fixed the levitating astral art. I added the punch cut in that is usual astral art. I think that actually added to it because he's supposed to be punching downward, and I think having him pose instead of fade to black, it shows that. I think it actually adds to the effect there, so I'm glad I went with that too. That move is kindly lifted from another character that shares an English voice actor with Azrael. That shouldn't be too hard to figure out, especially if you play other fighting games. And with all of that, please let this be the last time I have to record this fucking video. We have Super Boss Enchant Dragунov Azrael ready to terrorize you, your friends, potentially people you meet on netplay if you, for some reason, want to go online and try random matches with this mod until you find someone it won't desync with. Don't do that, by the way. That's a waste of time. Download is, as expected, to be in the description, which includes, as I mentioned, includes Azrael here and his boss-themed mod. Hope you enjoy this monstrosity and you think I did him justice. I personally think I did. It seems like Azrael in full power to me. Okay, I'm beat. I'm probably gonna, like, maybe or maybe not record something right on top of this. So I'm gonna get going now. And I hope to see you all in the next video, whatever that will be. As for Division, we will end this with an Astral. Catch you all later.